Button like on what your wife is calling me.
Okay.
You know, we need to do a financial class for married people that want to be married.
How to merge.
How to merge. How to merge.
Good.
And do we, like, they ask a lot of questions. People have a lot of questions. Can I keep my own account? Yeah, you should have one. You should have one. And you should have one together.
Sky. Can you watch this? Is it in the shot?
10 seconds. Is it four? This says 40 minutes, 40 seconds. Hello and welcome to another segment of Unbothered. I am Prophetess TNT and you are?
Reverend Deborah.
You have the Rev and the Prophet. You are going to hear about being unbothered. We started this movement about a year ago, really just to show people that God's way is the best way, and He has everything in His Word. Today's scripture that we wanted to go off of is John 14:27. Did you want to read that, or you want me to read it, love? Okay, I'll read. Peace I leave with you, my own peace do I now give and bequeath to you. It's the same peace He carried to the cross when they were beating Him, when they were pulling out His beard, when they were slapping Him, whipping Him, with all these different things that they were doing to Him. It happened to Him. He lived this. He's saying, I gave you the same peace. Keep the peace, because He didn't say a mumbling word. And then He says, do not let your heart be troubled.
Man.
So if He gave you peace, someone is going to come and try to take that peace, but it's your job to keep your peace. So we're here showing you how to keep your peace. Do not let your heart be troubled, neither let them be afraid. So when I feel my heart being troubled, I can literally arrest that thing and take it down. I can literally begin to transform all of my feelings, and I can bring them into subjection to the Word of God, and I can speak peace over them. So do not let my heart be troubled, neither let them be afraid. Stop allowing myself, you mean I'm allowing it, Rev, to be irritated, agitated, disturbed, and distressed. And do not permit myself to be irritated, agitated, and disturbed and distressed. Don't permit. That means I'm allowing, I'm tolerating. So now I have to take control over my feelings.
Right.
So I'm going to let Rev kind of break that down to what that means in dating, because literally in dating, you can get with somebody and you can be on a good path, and all of a sudden they can take you and steer you all off to a wrong road, and you be trying to figure out, how did I get over here? We want to avoid that. We want to show you how you can stay on the right path with dating, and how you can keep your peace, and you can find out if something is for you before you get down the aisle, or before you've invested 9-10 months and you've wasted time that you can't get back.
30 days.
Come on now. What are the things that you look for in 30 days?
The first subject I want to talk about in this time that we have about being unbothered in dating and talking about peace is when you find yourself dating someone. I don't know about you, but I know with me, and I go in and I'm at a peaceful place, and I'm not, the Rev, I always tell the truth. I'm not, I don't use profanity. I'm not a profanity person, but sometimes you can date a person and now their spirit is like rubbing off on you.
Absolutely.
You may not curse, and now you find yourself slipping in a curse word.
Right.
Or you may not get upset, and then all of a sudden you find yourself getting upset.
But it's not your spirit.
It's not your spirit.
It's their spirit.
Right. So it's almost like you've given your peace away, like we were saying, like you're allowing your peace to be given away, not knowingly. And by us being females, and we can speak to the males too, because there are males that have these needs of not wanting to be alone or wanting to be in a relationship. You're really ignoring the elephant that's in the room. Like, wait a minute, this person came into my life and now I'm changing, and I don't know I'm changing. And then the thing about giving up your peace, oh my God, thank you, Jesus. The person and you become addicted to foolishness that you had already been unbothered about.
See, so you're going from 1 Corinthians 15:33. He says, bad company corrupts good character.
Right.
So the truth is that you thought you were rooted and grounded, and you weren't as rooted as you thought you were.
Correct.
Because realistically, one person's going to pull to the left or to the right. But if you start to become and take on negative behaviors, then you recognize it came in with this person. So realistically, you really want a person that's going to help to elevate you and push you rather than demote you. So I'll tell you a story. Story time. So, I started talking to this guy, and I didn't even mean to talk to him. I'm telling you, like, I mean, I remember he came by my office.
Accidents.
We have accidents. We all kissed the frog once or twice, or what have you. You kissed the wrong person, So one time he came to my office, literally, he's dressed in a tuxedo, and he asked me on his knee to be his girlfriend. It was really charming. And there was people in my office too, and I felt like it was real. I think I met him like 6 months before.
Okay.
At an event, but like we never really talked. We kind of did, and then we didn't. Later on, I found out why. But anyway, so he comes in, so I felt peer pressure to kind of like talk to him because, well, I said yes, but I was gonna go back and say no, but because there was too many people around. This is 10 years ago. I grew up there. I increased in the Lord.
Now you be like,
no. Like, this is not gonna work. Like, I can tell you why it's not gonna work. And so maybe you were there. It's hard for you to say what you want to say, but there was people around. He's on his knee. They're like, oh, he brought gifts for the kids. He brought me all these flowers. And I was just like, okay, just say yeah right now and tell him no later, right? But instead, so he asked me later on, he said, so did you really mean it? Or I said, no, I really didn't mean it. I was like, but we're here, so let's try to see if we can be in a relationship. Why did I even do it? I knew, follow your first heart.
Follow.
Why? Okay, so first of all, his whole family was like addicted to being sick. Like they loved going to the hospital, and everybody had asthma. So he was like, I cough, he'd be like, is that your asthma? Is that your asthma? Is that your asthma? He's asking me all the time, is that your asthma? Wait. When I was done with the relationship, I was on an inhaler. I was like, what is wrong? Because it was so crazy. And then, like, he was always talking about my finances. And he just broke. Look, everything happened to me wrong when I was hanging out with him. So all of a sudden, I'm feeling sick because his family's full of sickness and he's broke. And all of a sudden, my money started acting funny. Like, my business money was acting funny. And I was like, what is going on? And so literally, I could feel something. And so I went into prayer and I was asking God, and I made a decision. So this is what I did. So maybe you have to do this. So, you when you don't really have a reason to get rid of somebody and you just really want to get rid of them because you realize your spirit and my spirit can't go together. Like, there's no way he could believe in success and extra finances and over. All he was talking about was under. He was just so, it was a broke mentality, right? I mean, when somebody's like, okay, so I loan you cash money, and I want my cash money back. That little $100 wasn't nothing, okay? It was like, that was no money. Like, first of all, it should have been like, it was nothing, right? So, exactly, it was nothing. And I was just like, and so me and Monique had this joke for a long time. It was like, cash money. I'm like, that ain't no cash money. Like, literally, it was strange. So I was like, all right. So I started noticing things happening to myself. And I was just like, I cannot live like this. So I said, I'm going to go on a 30-day sabbatical and fast, and I'm going to need you not to call me for 30 days.
Right.
And it worked.
Yes.
And so after 30 days, like, he didn't call me anymore, which is good. But the day I made the decision to break free from that relationship, why did I make on my business like a few thousand? Like, I did more within 2 hours than I had done in like 2 months. Right. It was a spirit of stagnancy. It was a spirit of limitation. And it came from this person. But what was really crazy, I was having car trouble. I was like, all these things, everything that his family carried was all of a sudden on me. And if you get married to that, you marry into that. So I had to like break free, and I was like, ooh, and I left that. I hightailed it out of there. I went on and kept it moving, but it's a good testimony now because his company, it was corrupting me. Wow. And then I really had this inhaler. And I couldn't get rid of it. I was like, oh, is that your asthma? Is that your asthma? Is that your asthma? And I kept saying, I don't have asthma. I don't have asthma. So I was like, it was what I allowed in my life. And it really was. And here I brought that into my family. Yeah. And so it was my responsibility to get it out. Yeah. So I agree with my bestie here. Rev told you right. Bad company corrupts good character. It just stirred my peace.
And it misleads you. He was
argumentative.
Yeah,
oh wait, why was he super suspicious too?
Yeah,
like one time my mom came to visit and he's like, "Who's over your house?" I was like, my mom." Like, and he liked to argue. I remember one time I didn't answer the door and I got you hitting rocks up on my window, and I'm like, what is hit my window and they wanted to walk in my house and see, and my mom is in the house sleeping. I'm just like, oh no, bro, you got to go. I was like, this is their suspicion. I never gave a reason to be suspicious. So it was like, it was some weird stuff. And I was like, things for attention. And I was just like, no, see, even like he wanted to argue. And every time he tried to argue, I start falling asleep. I would just fall asleep. He'd be like, are you there? I'm like, huh? Wait, look. I can't do it. So I had to get that out of my life because I understood you have not done what it took. You didn't fast, you didn't concentrate, you didn't purge, and I couldn't go backwards.
Yeah.
You cannot go backwards.
Yeah. And the strongest thing about staying unbothered is not to enter into things too fast. Even if there is a person you like, you may find an interest in them, do your investigation. Watch how they move. Watch how they call you. How many times a day they may call you. These are things that will keep you unbothered because now you're literally looking at their pattern versus trying to create a pattern in the beginning and that's why I say it can be most misleading when you're with the wrong company because now you're creating a pattern that's really not their pattern. And I tell people all the time, if you want to be with me and you want us to be cool and chill and we get along good, consistency is the key.
Consistency is the key. I'm with you 100%. Consistency. I love consistency.
That's why we're so close. We're just
very consistent. Always the same.
Yeah.
Like always. Consistent. I love this.
Yeah.
It's consistent.
Your companion is going to be consistent with you.
Right.
And
so if you have an event, I care about your event.
Right.
If you're busy at work and you said you have a hard day, like maybe I come visit you.
Yeah.
Maybe I come see you.
Yeah.
We said the same thing at the same time. Like they're concerned about you.
True.
And you know that they know how to cover because they're trying to cover you, whether it be in the spirit, they're praying for you. They don't care if they gotta drive 2 hours for you. They don't care if the day was all day and they've been busy. If they can't be there, they sent something when you got home, something was at the house waiting for you. It's like little things that they'll do to say, look, I got you.
And now you're looking at the character of a person.
Yes.
See, if you're just rushing into things, you don't see the character. You're going to miss all of the frills and thrills. I tell people all the time, when you go get on a roller coaster, you're literally on that roller coaster for what? 1 minute, 35 seconds, 45 seconds. I don't want a 45-second relationship.
No.
Don't give me no 45-second love.
What are we going to do with that?
What are we going to do with that? So you have to know you have to find so much peace within yourself first so that you're looking at the character of this person.
Yes.
I tell people all the time, we all know this is a saying that's been ancient years. When a person shows who they are the first time, believe them. But if you're, rushing and allowing the accommodation and the excitement to, fill you up and you're on a natural high, you're going to be let down real quick. You're going to become bothered
when you're supposed to be unbothered.
But those are just things for me I've learned, and coming into my age now, consistency is important, and watching the character and just not moving too fast. You have to really sometimes slow yourself down so that you can see. So now that you're not picking up that energy.
Right.
Like one thing that I love about us, we feed off each other's energy and we're patient with one another.
Yeah.
And we talk to each other. And that's the third point I want to bring up about dating and being unbothered. Learn how to effectively communicate. Don't put out things that you really didn't mean to say, because now you're creating an argument or you're creating discomfortability. My biggest thing is when someone says something, they be like, oh, I didn't mean to say that. You be like, yes, you did.
Because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks.
Yeah.
So it came out your mouth, which meant it came from your heart.
Right.
So that meant you either lack self-control,
right,
but either way, you don't know yourself because it was in there. And even if there's a problem, look, sometimes there has to be a confrontation of a situation to elevate to another level. I was just thinking about that. It was so great. Like, you guys, I love my bestie. You guys, she's amazing. Because I was saying, when we were talking one day, I was like, man, You'll never know how much I love you if I can't show you after I make a mistake. Like, you pointed it out to me, and I love you so much. I'm gonna start crying. I get to
We'll say that for the friendship segment.
We'll save it. So you gotta come to the friendship segment to know this one, because it's so good. It was so good because, like, it was like that situation made us better.
Yeah.
It made us so much better. So sometimes you're like, oh, I don't want to address an issue. Well, you do have to address an issue early. If you don't like something, you have to say, hey, I don't really like when you do this.
Right.
And then if they keep doing it, that's telling you they either don't care, or they're self-centered,
right,
or they're just not able to adapt to where you're able to adapt. Selfish. Totally selfish.
Totally.
But if they change and they make a conscious effort, they heard you, and that's somebody you can grow with.
Right.
Because everything's not going to be perfect, but at least that consistency is there, and your communication, and you're willing to grow. So, like, I read a lot of things, especially if I'm going through something. I want to put new answers, new wisdom, new knowledge into my mind of how to handle it better. And I'm willing to see where I made a mistake or where I erred, and be willing to see it from their perspective. Or how about when they're like, they're only listening to you, so letting you finish so they can actually respond back to you. They're not really actively listening.
Right.
And so you're talking, you have to be able to hear it and feel it from their perspective.
Right. They're already defensive in their head. And so by the time you're done talking, they've already have the answer that absolutely had nothing to do with what you were saying to them.
They didn't even hear you.
They didn't hear you.
They didn't hear a word. So active listening in relationships.
Yeah.
I was talking to a friend, and I was telling him, I said, I started singing a song to him because he was just really cutting up. He wanted to be in a relationship, and I knew it wasn't going to work, but so he began to act like a jerk, and I was just like, jerk. And I just started saying, I was like, you acting like a jerk. What's wrong with you? And so he said, I am not. I said, do you really not know yourself? I was like, no, you really were acting mean and rude. And I said, and demeaning. He said, well, I didn't think so. I said, well, either at our age, at your age, you either need to know when you are, because when I'm being a jerk, I know I'm being a jerk. Yeah. When I have an attitude, you'll be like, I got an attitude.
Yeah, I'll be like, sis,
I got an attitude
today.
Yes. I'm like, well, we say what we are,
but
because
that's
we know
it's
ourselves.
Unbothered.
Yes.
I'm so unbothered that I can be honest and call you and say, you know what, sis, I have a bad attitude today.
And by the time we're done talking, we're like, I love it. We're all happy because it helps. You have to have people that can help you either see it another way, or they allow you to feed off each other. Yeah. So you have to have that person that doesn't let you stay in that place, and then all of a sudden you feel better. But when I told him he didn't have a clue about his own behavior, do they have a clue about their own behavior?
Right.
Have you evaluated yourself and took time to know when you are in that negative space where you can immediately get out? Have you figured out how to get out of that negative space? How can you tell somebody else how to help you out of that negative space?
Or we could just introduce them to my professional habit, which is what? The click. I'm a professional clicker. Because I'm not going to let anyone take my peace.
She will hang up the phone so fast. Did she hang up the phone? I was like, yeah, she did. Click. Just some things you don't even have to talk about. It's like, you know what? Oh, I got all this stuff to do. Oh, my mother's about to act up. The time. Look.
Waste no more time.
Don't waste your time. You can't waste time with people. So literally, it's so important to know when this conversation is about to take a left turn, you take a right turn. Oh, so look at the time. My goodness. Oh, or you text somebody here this way. Text them and say, please call me in 3 minutes. Oh, the phone rang. Oh, Mom, I gotta go, Mom. Hello, I gotta take this call, Mom. And you just have to learn how to get out of situations sometimes, because literally, people will try to pull you into their cycles.
Yeah, they'll try to take it.
They'll pull you into a negative cycle.
Yeah.
And you're like, how did I get here?
Unhappy people like to make other unhappy people.
So what else in dating should they be looking out for to keep their peace and stay unbothered?
My main point of dating to stay unbothered is to learn how to spend time with yourself. If you learn how to spend time with yourself, you will not be needy, you will not be impatient, you will not be anxious, and you will not be sad if the person, or disappointed if a person you're dating doesn't do what you expect them to do. So the ending point is don't put high expectations on no expectations. I tell my kids all the time, please do not introduce your temporary to permanent. I'm your permanent.
Ooh, say it again,
don't
please.
introduce temporary to permanent.
Don't introduce temporary to permanent.
And I always tell people, do not express your fears to someone that's weak. So if you have a fear in a relationship, don't express your fears if you know that person is weaker than you. So these are all things that can allow the relationship to become bothered, because now they're using these things, right, against you. If you're introducing your temporary to your permanent, now that's another person that your family has to deal with later on.
And then they don't trust you when you bring the real one around.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's been good. I like the break that I took. I took a really healthy long break. I didn't say like, oh, I'm going to spend a year not dating or whatever. Right. It just happened like that because I was so focused. Well, we were both focused on ministry, on business, on building, making sure our credit stayed at 800 and, and making sure your family is good, your children, all these things. So I put all my eggs in the basket called Jesus and purpose. And I found so much fulfillment and joy. And
don't forget about destiny.
Oh gosh, the destiny. Like where we're going matters so much more.
Yeah.
And then
it's gonna come regardless. That's why it's important to learn how to spend time by yourself.
And enjoy it.
When a man is dating you and he really feels like you need him, but you don't pressure him, or a woman, they're gonna want to see you more. That's just normal. It's automatically normal. Now, everybody's different. So I do want to say that some people need that fast, quick. And sometimes it absolutely works. Some people meet on Monday, they get married on Friday, and they stay married for 40 years.
This has happened.
Right?
It doesn't work that way for me. I've already done this a few too many times. So some people come, I've had some people come real quick. The Lord said, you're my wife.
Well, we know how that we have a meme about that.
We do have a meme. That meme is so good.
I have a few proposals.
And I was like, what's my middle name? Right. What's my birthday?
What's my
favorite color? What kind of food do I like?
Right.
Where do I live?
No, you should just ask them, what kind of car do I drive? They don't even know what kind of car I drive. But you want me to be your wife?
Right. I was like, you should know. Like,
why? Do I have any brothers or sisters?
They don't even know. Oh my goodness, Jesus! I'm like, come on, because literally you want to know the person, and you need to know them.
Know you first.
Oh God, yeah.
You have to know yourself first, and that for me has what brought me to the place I am now.
Yeah.
A bit about having so much peace in. Okay, Reb is telling some of her business. The relationship I have now, I've learned if you don't do what I ask you to do, I'm good.
You gotta want to do it.
Like
they're teaching you to, like, they gotta want to from their heart, not like the piece of paper says, "This is your love language. I'm just gonna do what the love language says." Like, you gotta want to find your love language. You gotta want to please them. You gotta want to give it. You got to. I won't. Okay, I'm gonna stay out the love language thing, but it is good to know yourself what your needs are, and you can go to the 5lovelanguages.com and take your love language test.
Right.
It will tell you the percentages of what you like and what's important to you. Right. And if they are interested in loving you in that way, not just to say that check, I did it, but like, hey, I want to be good. So there's a few questions you should be asking them if you're in love or you're maintaining a relationship. Do you know that I love you? So if I ask my best friend, like, do you know that I love you? We're gonna do it. So she doesn't know what I'm gonna do. So do you know that I love you?
Absolutely, I love you.
What do I do that lets you know that I love you?
Well, you are so like me for one.
I know,
we're like twins.
We are
spirit.
really.
But the reason why I know is because you check on me, and that is important. And we're so in tune in spirit. I think that love is also like being in tune spiritually. Some days, even with you or I might just grab you and you're like, oh my God, how did you know? And you could be going through something, or you'll hit me. And then we encourage each other. Yeah. Encouraging me lets me know that you love me. And of course, you always buy me gifts. Bestie ever. She always buys me gifts. I have so many gifts. But and then just the fact that we find ways to make sure that we're safe. And we talk about everything.
And we're busy. Like, you guys,
Yeah,
we are
find
so
time.
busy.
Yeah.
And we'll just like sometimes just drop everything and go to lunch, or we drop everything, or we haven't seen each other in like a week,
Right.
but we'll FaceTime every day, but we haven't seen each other, so we make time for each other.
And time is important.
It is.
And that's what I told this person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, love language is time.
Right.
Like and when you spend time with me, make it count. Don't be on your phone.
Doing other stuff.
And
right.
on your computer.
Right.
Like,
and they don't even
go
know.
home.
They can't even see your face. Like you got to make it time count. Like if you spent 5 minutes with me versus
quality
5
minutes.
Hours with me.
Right.
I would take your 5 minutes of real love, attention. You
like
can
when I
fill
came
me
to
all the
see
way
you
up.
last week, I was only there for 2 hours because I was tired.
But
so
good.
Yeah.
I was so happy.
We weren't on our phones.
No.
I mean, I interrupted my bestie while she was reading. And she stopped reading, and we talked, and we chatted, and
we laughed.
It was a short time, but that, that's love, and that's how it should be in any type of relationship.
Any type of relationship, you have to relate.
Yeah.
Okay, so my last question would be, what could I do better to show you that I love you? Where can I improve? You gotta find it. What can I do more of?
Take a deep breath and think about this.
Yeah, I want her to think about it, you guys, because you can't just think, oh, I'm doing good, I got this. And then what if a season changes, or a need, someone dies, or so you're moving, or you get married, like your season changes, so you have to find new ways to always keep it hot and to keep the relationships growing. Like, because if it's not growing, it can be dying. You can let your relationship die. Don't just allow, like literally my grass. I was telling Rico, I said, hey, Rico, right here. He was like, I'm gonna do the grass. I said, okay, go get some soil and put it here, because I've tried a bunch of things over the years and there's no sunlight right here, so it doesn't grow. Yes. So I said, so put the seed in between the soil, lay it over, and then start watering it at night so it can sink in. So I came this week after I was gone for a week, and all this grass has started coming up where no grass was able to grow. And I was like, and it was all green. And then I looked today when we were leaving, and I said, hey, you see that corner? The corner's not getting any water. Right. Because it's the only part that's brown. Right. So literally, if you're paying attention to your grass, like some of my neighbors, man, they got the whole sprinkler system, everything is working right, and their grass look real green. Yeah. Your grass, theirs is green, right? And then these neighbors is yellow. Right. If you want your grass to be green, you can take care of it too.
So the only thing I think, and this is the thing that I've been on you about for a while, I believe that we need to increase our prayer life together.
Absolutely.
But other than that, I think in our fasting time.
Absolutely.
I like to fast till my eyes.
Well, you put me. I'm in the same fast you was in, because you encouraged. Right. Look, literally. Okay, so Bessie was on this fast, you guys, for like 40 days, right? 46 days. Like, so she's in this fast. So it pulled me. She never said, "Come fast with me." So I'm now in the same fast as she was on, because I was so encouraged by her life. Does the person's lifestyle encourage you to be better, to know the Lord more, to work better? I was looking at little niecey Michaela right here, and she's so cute.
She got my nickname.
I know. So I said she's acting, looking just like us. Like, she got her scriptures. She's fly. She was like, that's the prayer, because you have to have something that targets like what you want to be like
and where you're going.
So you want to have, if it's a grandparent that's been married for 70 years, you go sit and talk to them. Rico and Skylar called Pastor Ed and his wife the other day, and it was like, they just wanted to talk to them. Why not? Why? Because 46 years of marriage, and he's doting over her and loves her to this day and provides for her. And so literally you can get an impartation. So we want you to know what a good relationship looks like, know what a healthy relationship is, and be pursuing, not just acting like, oh, we got this. It's going to always be like this. Right. We've had 3 good years. Well, you can have 3 bad years after 3 good years if you don't water the new years. You have to do something about that. Yeah. So what about, you were talking the other day about, and I will work on that. I'm so glad you've encouraged me to fast more and prayer more, because that's very important to us. We do it individually, but we're like, we have to do it together and be lifting up, because 2 is better than 1, was what the Bible says. Yeah. How can 2 walk together unless they agree? And what's really strange is, like, I went through all these pictures of us. We'll have to do this on the friendship segment, but literally, you guys, all these pictures, like, it'd be a room full of people, but we the only ones with the exact same face. We're doing the same thing. One, I was like, hi, and she was like, hi, and I was like, but nobody in the room is doing the same thing. And then you see us, and we're like, our mouths are open, and we're laughing, and nobody else. And I was like, how do we keep doing this? And it was like I began to see the Bible talked about Jonathan and David and how they had like a covenant, a friendship covenant. It was a covenant. And God will ordain some people to walk around you. Now, the devil will also ordain some people to come walk around you too.
Right.
So when God wants to bless you, he sends a person.
A covenant
And when he
partner.
wants to, when the devil wants to curse you, he sends a person.
Right.
So you have to know, is this person here for a reason
Right.
or a season or a lifetime?
Right.
So you have to be able to add, subtract, delete, and be okay with any of these motions.
Block, block,
Block, block, block, block. The block button is your friend. And I'm gonna help somebody right now. If you're done with them, be done with them.
Delete their information out of the phone.
Do not
Be so
Let your-
unbothered.
be totally unbothered. Like, I'm telling you, I have the gift of goodbye. Okay, in a relationship, I really do.
Yeah.
If someone, I can stay friends with somebody if we just decided like we like
We
each
didn't
other,
break
I
up
like you.
on a really
On a
bad
term.
note.
We just couldn't
It
do
didn't
it.
work out.
You know, I'll still come to your wedding and give you crystal and all that. But look, like literally, if I recognize you're a bad seed, the devil sent you, this is not healthy. None of my friends, I don't have any friends that are screenshotting and telling me what they're doing. I don't have any friend. I don't go on their Instagram, their Facebook, their anything. I think some of my exes I'm still friends with on Facebook, and I don't go on their page. I don't
Right.
look at it. I don't need to see it. And it's really good. So for me, because I literally move on, I've learned to block and to delete, because even if you know your weakness in yourself, there's a part of you that still wants
But
this.
if you're doing that, you're bothered.
You're bothered. Mhm.
Yeah. If you go in any one social media that you're no longer dealing with, there's something in you that's still bothering you.
Mm.
For me, I block anybody, even if it's someone. For one, this is only the rev. Anyone that likes me cannot follow me on Facebook. If you send me a friend request, I'm not gonna accept it. So don't. be
That's
worried
just
about
rare
it.
though, because I will accept yours.
She accepted. I don't. So I don't have anyone on any of my.
One of our
social
mutual
media.
friends has to go on my page to see her, you guys. He'd be like, I saw you on Prophetess Taryn's page.
I don't follow them, and they cannot follow me. So that's just me. I don't want to know what you're doing unless you tell me, and you should know what I'm doing unless I'm telling you. So.
And on the flip side, I want to know what you're doing. And you can see what I'm doing. And please like it, because I like when you like my stuff. Go ahead and comment and all that good stuff. And so, but you know, I like her method
Like,
too.
we have a mutual friend.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I saw you on Prophetess Taryn. I was like, okay.
Like, exactly.
Because I'm not following you, and you're not following me.
But so you just have to find out what works for you guys. But you know, it's really good to actually know that this person that's in your life, you can grow with that person. Can you grow? Because if you can't, there's no sense. So when I do the gift of goodbye, you guys, I just completely remove myself. Even like I was showing Bestie, someone I knew I had an attachment with like some years ago, a strong attachment. And I don't even, look, we're
Those are
friends.
some nice videos.
I didn't even know I didn't have a video.
Like, girl,
I went into
you
his messages
better
to find
stay
them.
bottle from that one.
I said,
Stay
look,
away.
you gotta know which ones to stay away from. Like literally, you know, like somebody has a hole, but you can't grow with them. They're not in your future. They're not in your destiny. It's not going anywhere. You guys cannot build like the hell. And so literally, so I knew like this person, I'm not going to engage. Like, yes, you can pick up the phone and they're going to answer always. Yes, they will always want to see you. All these things, and we're still friends. So I don't engage with this person at all. So I had to, but maybe you can't do that. And you have to do what's best for you. You have to know, like, I remember I went on that was years ago. I went on a 5-day fast.
Yeah.
Just so
Shake it off.
I could be disconnected from this
Shake
person.
it off,
Because I felt like, right?
Shake it off.
See, chemistry does not mean that this person's for you.
Right.
You can have
Chemistry
chemistry.
can set on fire.
Right.
Chemistry have blown whole buildings.
This is true. Do you hear that? Chemistry has blown whole buildings up.
buildings up.
So just because you have good chemistry, ooh, there's something about you, you know. Ooh, and
You better know the difference.
And we had this chemistry, and all this, but we couldn't. You could even see it in the pictures and the video. That was not a good situation. So I don't ever try to even spend time with. I don't try to hang out. I don't look. If you need help, I can help you from an external person, a distance. So you have to know yourself to know like certain situations. Don't put yourself in, and if you're still connecting with the person. And so this will help you to keep your peace, to hold on to it, not find yourself in, oops, how did I get in this situation? Well, you was cooking something. It's been cooking for a while. You guys been on the phone. You've been talking about it. Your conversations can lead you there.
Like what the other guy say, I'm working on something.
I'm working on something. I'm working on something. Yes. You were working on that. And you know, like, you just know, no, maybe I shouldn't go over there. Right. No, we should not see each other.
Be unbothered. You gotta know yourself.
You gotta know when you're at, where you're at. Like, if I was feeling like I was emotional about something, I would know this is not a good time for me to hang out with somebody. Yes, you're gonna give me my comfort, you're gonna hug me, but then how many times of comforting hugs and kisses and biological is biological. As
but it goes back to being deceived and misled. I mean, it goes back to our scripture in 1 Corinthians 15. You just can't do it. You have to be present in everything that you do. Thank you, Holy Spirit.
Yes.
You have to be present. Yes. So that means that no matter how good the chemistry is, no matter how good the energy is, you still have to be present. You have to know exactly what's going on, because if not, you will fall apart. Because when I was watching the videos with you and I was like, oh, I felt the fire coming through the phone.
Right.
And these videos are from like 2017.
It was a long time ago.
What you still doing with the video?
Wait. Now, if you notice, I
was just messing with my best.
I went into his. I deleted them all, so I didn't have them.
Okay.
So
see, that's why I don't follow. Hey, that's why I'm letting nobody follow me. You can't follow me, and I'm not following you, because I don't want you going back in time and pulling them videos.
But I was just showing it to her because I was like, let me see if these videos are still in here. And we went to the LMA concert.
Y'all had blew up the whole Wall Street.
It was like, oh gosh. And I just was like, this is not good. So it was funny. I was like, and I was just showing her, like, this is what you have to know. You have to know. And we were showing one of the other spiritual daughters, like, dude, you know something, you have this type of chemistry with someone and it's not going anywhere. It's going to derail you from your purpose, your destiny, and they cannot help you. You have to cut that thing off. No matter how fine they are, no matter what they have, then you have to let it go. I don't care if it's not for you. You have to delete and you have to block and you have to run like you are Joseph running. That she over here tear it off of me, but we are not doing this. You're not going to alter. I cannot sin against the Lord my God. I cannot alter. Look, I've wasted enough time doing foolishness. I have wasted enough time with the wrong person in my life. Right. I finally come to such a peace that I must hold on to. And thank God I can keep it by myself. But then if somebody can add to my peace and your peace, and be a place of peace for you, and take you to the Prince of Peace.
But listen,
we good.
But listen, sis, listen. Even when the chemistry is that hot, doesn't mean it's right.
Yes.
So see, listen to what we're saying. I'm 52, so I can tell you all.
46. Even
when the chemistry is that hot, does not mean it's right. That's why you have to learn how to spend time with yourself.
Yes.
So 3 things that we talked about today, right? The first thing is to not be anxious, be patient. The second thing, don't be misled. Do not allow them to take your peace. Be a professional clicker. I mean, I'll just throw that in there. And the last thing, right? Chemistry is not everything. You have to bring so much more to the table in a relationship.
Let's take a second to talk about that real quick.
Yeah.
So if you're coming together, one, it's better to know your purpose and what direction you're going. Are you guys going in the same direction?
We're trying to get into a whole nother segment. We need another hour for that.
So help us, Jesus.
You can't do that.
You got just a few things. There's just little tips. We want to elaborate on them. You got to come to the next segment for that of Unbothered. Matter of fact, you got to definitely click the thumbs up. You got to like us. You got to follow us. And Michaela's going to make us an IG for Unbothered, by the way.
Okay.
So it'll be great. So with that, you guys, literally, you want to make sure that you're going in the right direction. 2, do they know what direction they're going?
Right.
3, is he a man with a plan? Is she a woman with a plan? Do you have a plan? Number 4, you
Do
want
they
to
have
say
common sense?
common sense is not common these days. Can they think about you? Do they consider you?
Yeah.
Are they givers? Do they have a prayer life? Can they encourage you with the Lord? Can they stand on their own 2 feet with God? We're not talking about going to church. We're not talking about religion. We're talking about intimacy with God. Because if they don't know how to be intimate with God,
They will not
how can
know
they
how
be
to
intimate with you?
Oh, and that's a whole nother segment,
It
girl.
is.
Because you know,
Oh, intimacy
girl, I'm
with
getting
God.
started.
I know.
Mm-mm. No, I'm talking about intimacy after you are used by God. Okay, I'm sorry.
We gonna
got
need
loud on
these.
that one.
See,
Okay.
see,
Let me calm
message us
down.
and tell us the segments you want because
Yes.
we're coming up with them. Also, too, if you have children, do they love your children? Do they love
Do
their
they?
children?
Yeah.
Do they take care of their kids? Do they care about their parents? What do they think about their family? Does their mother run the relationship? These are important things. Watch this. Can you make money? Can you build something? Do you have another stream of income? If they lose that job, do they have another plan?
Right.
Is purpose going to find them in a place where no matter what, they're going to be able to rise to the top?
Right.
Are they winners?
Are they winners?
Are you a fighter for the right things?
Right.
You have to be able to fight the devil
Yeah.
and don't fight you.
That's
On your bad day, can they say a kind word that turns away wrath?
Right. Are they gonna be? Oh my God! Another segment.
Another segment.
You know what, babe? Can I call you back? That's a problem. If you did that to me, I probably would befriend you.
This is what we do. This is what we do. It'd be like this. It's like this. If you have to get off the phone, there's ways to even do it. Like, oh, babe, let me call you right back. I got to run and do this little meeting real quick. I'll hit you up after. It's not that I have to, and it's not that you have to give them all your information. It's about the fact that you care about them and you letting them know, I want to talk to you. Yeah. So guess what? You're going to have to come back and watch another segment of Unbothered.
We always make everybody wait. Even when we upset, if I call my bestie, you'd be like, y'all gotta wait a minute. My bestie's on the phone.
Okay, they gotta wait. You have been here with Rev and Prophetess. We'll see you later. God bless.
Too funny.
Are you guys enjoying?
Hilarious.
I
wish I could have laughed.
It's been in and out, but it's 20 people right now. Over 20 people.
You gotta let them know that it's super fire. Like they had to do it.
Yes.
Come back, guys. So you can stop that one and do another one. That's so awesome. We gotta do some IG ones. Where's my phone at?
Right here.
Oh yeah.